Coming up on News Live at 6, New York City underwater. Roads closed, subway lines shut down. Almost 6 inches of rain in parts of the area. We'll have the very latest.
Plus, the award-winning Bob Costas speaking at Newhouse today. The messages he had for students.
And Otto's Army is making history, and in possibly more than one way. Stick with us to hear what they're doing.
Is CitrusTV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
The most anticipated football game on campus is one sleep away. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Chilekasi, Adele.
And I'm Zach Richter. As Syracuse football is preparing to face Clemson in the JMA Wireless Dome, students have been camping outside since noon today to get their shot at front row seats. Our reporter, Peyton Spellsey, is there now. Peyton, how's it looking out there?
Yes, Zach, energy is pretty high here for Otto's Army first ever football campout. Dino Babers was just down here with all 4 of his football captains to deliver some pizza. As you can see, they're eating down here. And with Syracuse being 4-0 this season, Otto's Army is in full force.
Eating Clemson tomorrow, like the hype's just right, everyone's out, weather's great. I think everyone's ready to really get loud tomorrow and give Clemson a rough time in the dome.
Greg Sladisco and the rest of Otto's Army will be staying the night at Gate E. As they say the early bird gets the worm, campers get early access to the dome at 9 a.m. That's 1 hour earlier than the rest of the student body. Sladisco says they'll be there for Clemson's warm-up, chanting to get in their heads.
Anything we can do to give our team the edge they would need to win, we'll be doing it. So.
Freshman ambassador Talia Klein is on the same page.
It's a little bit of intimidation for Clemson.
And Klein won't be wasting any of her time getting to
front row. Yes, I will be in the front row screaming my face off. That will be happening tomorrow.
But it's more than who wins and loses. The student attendance record is 7,200, and Otto's Army is looking to break that number to solidify what Sladisco already knows.
That Otto's Army is the best in New York State or the nation as a whole. That's kind of what we're going for.
Dino Babers came down and he said that they need their 12th man out there on the field, and that 12th man is Otto's Army. There's about 9 groups registered right now, and they're expecting a lot more to come as that sun goes down. That's all I have for you. Reporting live for Citrus TV, I'm Peyton Spellsey. Back to you.
Today is the last day for students to vote in the fall 2023 Student Association election. The SA is looking for members to help them meet student needs, represent their rights, and ensure that their voices are heard. You have to be an undergraduate student or at SU or SUNY ESF to cast a ballot. You can log in with your school Google account to vote. You can visit SA's website for more info.
The LGBTQ Resource Center is kicking off LGBTQ History Month this Monday. This month will provide plenty of on-campus opportunities for students to celebrate and learn about the history, culture, and contributions of the LGBTQ communities. Both members of Syracuse University and SUNY ESF are invited to participate in the events hosted during the month of October. Visit the Syracuse University News website for a full list of events that will be offered next week. And a community on campus is voicing their desire to expand their impact without using their voices. Deaf professors and students taking American Sign Language are looking to add curriculum to Syracuse class and minor offerings. Luke Welch gives us a look into the happenings of the Hard of Hearing.
Huntington Hall is home to the Center of Disability Resources, in which some students may seek testing or other accommodations, but it also serves as a place for the deaf community at Syracuse to meet. SU currently offers 3 levels of American Sign Language in which no speaking is allowed.
And we found out that our teacher was completely deaf, so it made perfect sense that there was no English. But it's taught me so much about how deaf people, I guess, function in a society that's like made for hearing people.
On top of the courses, the CDR hosts public deaf social hours and game nights on Fridays for practicing students to interact with deaf community members.
I think it's such a wonderful thing that they do to have everyone come together at all different levels. Even, we have deaf people and people taking ASL 1, so you can sort of get different levels of experience all in one place.
Professor Rebecca Dade says how deaf events on campus were meant to get deaf and hearing people signing together, which can be scary at first for those unfamiliar, but is actually a fun time. And the sign language professors emphasize how they want to expand the opportunity for students learning sign language, which could also attract more deaf students to Syracuse. But they still stress how this language is for everyone. Professor Kim Amadon says she's happy to see the ASL classes grow, and she's hoping for the university to introduce an ASL minor. She invites all students interested in ticking off a language requirement to come into events and enroll in ASL class. And the students taking ASL could not agree more.
I would absolutely love for there to be ASL 4 or minor included at Syracuse.
Reporting on Syracuse's campus, Luke Welch, CitrusTV News.
Luke, thank you so much. DPS says 2 off-campus robberies have occurred in the past 24 hours. The department saying the incidents occurred at the intersection of Statford Street and Lancaster Avenue, and at the intersection of Marshall Street and Walnut Avenue. The robberies were reported to have taken place between 10 last night and 2:30 early this morning. DPS believes that the incidents are connected. If you or someone you know has any info on the robberies, you can contact SPD or DPS.
Syracuse University is kicking off Alumni Weekend. SU welcomes all returning past graduates to connect with current students, faculty, and other alumni during this energetic weekend. In addition to the big game on Saturday, there is a wide variety of events for alumni to attend. All are welcome to take campus tours, attend different college-specific events, and much more. To see the full Orange Central schedule for alumni activities being offered this weekend, visit cusecommunity.syr.edu.
Taking a look at our first check of the weather, it was a little bit overcast today.
Yeah, but the temperatures are going to get warmer, it looks like. Our Citrus TV weather anchor Lilly Evans joins us now in studio with more. Hey, Lilly.
Hey, Zach. Yes, like you guys said, definitely some chillier temperatures today. It's about 67 degrees outside right now with some overcast skies. And while we have seen some warm days in the high 60s this past week, we haven't really seen those clouds and that breeze that we're seeing today. So therefore, today is feeling much cooler. And taking a look around the region, pretty similar to how it is here in Syracuse. Pretty much mid to high 60s across the board. The warmest in Rochester sitting at 69 and the coolest in Binghamton at 63. And taking a look at your weather for tonight, we're going to see about a 10-degree drop in temperature. At 10 o'clock tonight, it will be about 58 degrees. So if you're planning on hitting the town tonight, long sleeves and a light jacket will probably be your safest bet. Guys, back to you.
Lily, thank you. Now, high rental prices typically ward off college students, but do students looking for off-campus housing have a cheap alternative? Cora Miracosta joins us to chat about this problem some have been having. Cora, what led to these heightened prices?
Well, Chile, there's been a few factors that have created this situation, and one of them primarily is the amount of students looking for off-campus housing. The current sophomore class increased the total amount of undergraduates by nearly 1,000. With an increased demand, but not enough housing units to supply that demand, prices have gone up. Many students are looking for off-campus housings. They're struggling to find a suitable option.
There's not a lot of options. You kind of have to figure it out as soon as the year starts. So I already figured out my leasing for next year, even though I just moved in. So you kind of have to just be ahead of the game, and pricing definitely, there's not a lot of options, and the good options are definitely very expensive. So it's tough to pick a good option that's affordable.
On the topic of affordability, Onondaga County Executive Ryan McMahon has been pushing the message that the county tax rate has fallen during his watch to its lowest level in years. McMahon says, quote, "Now we have economic growth, and because of that growth, we're seeing sales tax growth, and we've been able to cut property taxes and make strategic investments in long-standing issues in the community." Now, while the county tax rate has gone down under McMahon, homeowners are facing tax shocks as their properties gain value. The median home price has risen by nearly 30%. The increase in property value outweighs the county's tax rates cuts on average. Property assessments vary between towns that use market prices, and those assessments are a fraction of the market. This difference has resulted in residents of nearly 8 of the county's 19 towns automatically paying higher tax bills unless their assessments are reduced. Now let's take a look at the sales tax growth. Now the sales tax growth has helped property tax to stagnate. The previous county executive made a deal in 2010 where the county stopped sharing sales tax revenue with local towns. Now that was the last year property tax had exceeded sales tax as a source of county revenue. Annual sales tax receipts have grown to nearly $333 million. That number is more than double what the county takes in from property tax. McMahon plans to use the money made in sales tax for his $85 million aquarium project at Syracuse's Inner Harbor. Citrus TV News will be following this development and will give you the latest updates on what's to come for the project. Reporting for Citrus TV News, I'm Cora Maricosta.
We will keep on following that indeed. Cora, thank you so much. Next on News Live at 6, the Syracuse Film Festival returning this weekend. The famous actor set to host.
In Senator Dianne Feinstein dies after over 3 decades in office. The legacy she leaves and the future of her seat. Next.
Opportunity to play the Clemson Tigers, and we enjoy that game.
Q's Countdown is live. We welcome you to a live edition of Q's Countdown.
Brand new year, time to right the wrong.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Welcome to my house. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The walls were closing in. Clearly a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It could help you find a little more breathing room.
Baby, you see, I cannot set you free. My lonely days are gone. That's why I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never gonna let you go. No, never gonna let you go.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you.
You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6 with Zach Richter, Chilekasi Adele, and Lilly Evans. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. The Syracuse Film Festival returning this weekend to celebrate its 20th anniversary. And actor Alec Baldwin is set to host. Baldwin, whose mother was born in Syracuse, has frequently expressed his appreciation for the Salt City.
The festival starts at 4 p.m. on Saturday and goes until 10 at night. The announcement comes a month after a New Mexico judge denied Baldwin's request to dismiss a civil lawsuit. The lawsuit was brought by 3 crew members on the film Russ, where Helena Hutchins was shot and killed after a program held by Baldwin went off.
Dinosaur Barbecue in Syracuse is hosting its 35th anniversary party this Sunday. Proceeds from ticket sales will benefit the Food Bank of Central New York. Tickets will cost $10.
They include pulled pork sandwiches, a side and choice of beer, wine, or soda. The event will also feature live music, raffle prizes, and local breweries. Visit the Dinosaur Barbecue website for more information.
That food sounds good. This, maybe not. More traffic troubles for your commute. The New York State DOT says the I-81 southbound entrance ramp will be closed in Lafayette this Saturday. Exit 15 from Route 20 is closing in order to facilitate guideline repairs.
Drivers are asked to use caution and plan their travel routes carefully when traveling through the work zone area. The ramp will close from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., but this is subject to change based on weather conditions.
Looking ahead to next week, a public hearing set for Monday to decide if Spectrum will close its public access studio in Syracuse. The current deal, made back in 1997, requires the cable provider to provide a public television studio to Syracuse residents.
However, Spectrum says no one is using it. If the Common Council agrees to the new contract, Spectrum would then donate the existing studio equipment, which is valued at over $4,000.
A man who prosecutors say arranged the 1996 drive-by shooting of rapper Tupac Shakur was arrested and charged with murder. Investigators have had 60-year-old Dwayne Davis as one of 4 suspects identified early on.
While he isn't being accused as the gunman, authorities are describing him as the shot caller. Davis himself has admitted that he provided the gun used in the drive-by shooting. The grand jury voted to add a sentencing enhancement to the murder charge for gang activity. If Davis is convicted, he could face an additional 20 years in prison.
Talking about Congress tonight, California mourning the death of Dianne Feinstein, a senator who broke several glass ceilings. Citrus TV's Luke Radel joins us now with the details. Luke, how is the Golden State handling this loss?
Chile and many in California are sad to hear the news tonight that the oldest sitting senator has died at the age of 90. California's Dianne Feinstein is being remembered tonight as a trailblazer. In 1978, she became the first woman mayor of San Francisco after a horrific double assassination in City Hall. She then served in the U.S. Senate for more than 30 years. She was a champion for civil rights and gun control, who also worked on defense policy during the War on Terror. In 2014, as chairwoman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, she oversaw a shocking report with details of the CIA's practices for detaining terror suspects at secret prisons and torturing them. In 2014, Dianne Feinstein addressed her colleagues on the Senate floor. She said, "My words give me no pleasure, but such pressure, fear, and expectation of further terrorist plots do not justify, temper, or excuse improper actions being taken by individuals or organizations in the name of national security." In her final years, concerns about her health began wide speculation about her eventual retirement. Reports about her mental decline mounted as former aides recounted Feinstein having memory lapses. Democrats expressed concern about someone in that condition serving on several high-profile and influential Senate committees. Finally, in the past few months, Feinstein announced that she'd retire after her 6th term in the Senate in 2025. Several California Democrats are vying to replace her in the next election, but for now, the process to fill her seat goes to Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom. It is unclear at this hour who he will select to replace her, while her colleagues in the Senate and Washington mourn her loss. Guys?
Luke, thank you. We'll be following that throughout the weekend and Monday night on Talking Points. 23 million people are under flood watches across parts of New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut as of this morning. New York Governor Kathy Hochul has declared a state of emergency for New York City, Long Island, and the Hudson Valley.
As you see right there, roads are just flooded and many roads and subway lines are shut down as they remain flooded too. Governor Hochul is calling this a life-threatening rainfall event. Lily Evans, do we have any flooding up here in Syracuse?
Thankfully, Zach, not quite yet, but stay with us because I'll have a look at your 5-day weather forecast when we return.
Not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Hey, welcome back to News Live at 6. Taking a look at your 5-day forecast. Wow, I know we are all ready for some fall temperatures, but looking at that, I see summer. So we've got some high 70s this weekend, and then going into next week, we creep into the low 80s. So if you've put away your shorts and t-shirts, make sure to bring those back out because next week is going to be a warm one. But we know it's Syracuse in a couple months. It'll be snowing and freezing, and we all need our vitamin D. So if you get a chance to get outside and soak it up, definitely take advantage of it. And as we all know, tomorrow is the Clemson game, arguably the biggest home game of the season. So I put together a little tailgate guide for you guys so we can all celebrate the correct way. Obviously, we need a barbecue cookout. That is just the one and only thing that you really need for a good tailgate. Get some burgers going, some hot dogs, because a glizzy really just tastes better on game day, and that is the truth. And since it's going to be so nice outside, bring out some yard games, some cornhole, some ladder toss, whatever you're feeling. It's going to be such a nice day to get out and do those things. And if you're feeling especially competitive, maybe put together some Syracuse football trivia and see who really knows their stuff. Challenge your friends and family and see who really knows what's going on with SU football. And of course, you're going to need some background noise for all of this. So if you're anything like my dad, maybe opt for some 80s music or some classic rock, you know, whatever really gets those game day vibes going. And while I know a lot about tailgates, I really don't know a lot about football. But you know who does? Sam. Sam, tell us what's going to happen tomorrow.
Lilly, Syracuse football's offense has steamrolled its opponents this season, but the Orange's toughest test yet enters the Dome on Saturday. I'll have more on that in other contests across the Hill. Sports is next.
Here's to the straggly ones, the first ones. Hey, I look good with this ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. The itchy ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones. And the absolutely filthy ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker, new from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
The stage is almost set for a heavyweight clash in the Dome tomorrow. Welcome into sports. I'm Sam Corcoran. Syracuse football looks to do something it hasn't done since 1960 on Saturday versus Clemson. Start 5-0 in back-to-back seasons. The Orange enter tomorrow as one of 2 teams nationwide with a top 10 scoring offense and defense. And while the Cuse has dominated its opponents so far, Clemson, not so much. After starting the season as the country's 9th-ranked squad, the 2-2 Tigers sit outside the AP Top 25 for the 3rd straight week. But despite Clemson's struggles, SU head football coach Dino Baber still sees the same old Tigers from years past.
Yeah, I think they're still a championship caliber team. I mean, they were, 6, 12 inches from winning the game
this week. They beat them statistically in every category. They beat Duke statistically in every category. This is what they are. This is a championship, big-time football team coming in here.
Well, sticking to the theme of stats, Clemson could give the Syracuse offense its toughest challenge yet. The Tigers hold the nation's 8th best total defense, top of the ACC as well. Last season, the Clemson D held SU scoreless in the second half en route to a 27-21 comeback victory. The Orange and Tigers square off tomorrow at noon. Tune into OTN at 10:30 a.m. for live Cuse Countdown from outside the Dome. Another heavyweight down in Durham tonight. Number 7 Syracuse takes on number 21 Duke in men's soccer. SU comes off a 3-2 win over Pittsburgh, where the Orange outshot the Panthers 15-5. That contest marked the Cuse's 11th straight conference match without a loss. Meanwhile, the Blue Devils enter tonight fresh off 2 straight ACC defeats. SU and Duke kick off tonight at 7. The last time the Orange and Blue Devils faced off was back in 2021. The Dukies took that one 1-0 and lead the all-time series 4-3. On the rink, Syracuse women's ice hockey began its 2023-24 season today. Last year, the Orange finished with a dismal 10-24-2 record in its first season with head coach Brittany Smith. SU's first chance to turn it around today came earlier. SU's first chance to turn around came earlier today against Post. And it was really a one-woman show today for the Cuse. Forward Heidi Null netted 2 goals in SU's 2-0 win. The Orange and Eagles square off again tomorrow at 1:15. And Syracuse field hockey keeps on rolling. The number 10 Orange took down number 12 Boston College 3-2 in Chestnut Hill. This one needed overtime to decide the victor, and Avka von den Nieuwenhof netted the game winner to propel the Orange to its first ACC victory of the season. Zach and Chile.
Another win for Coach Farquhar and company. Let's talk about this football game tomorrow. Not only that, but it's a big day for us at Citrus TV as well.
Absolutely.
Live Cuse Countdown, 1 hour. What are we going to see?
You're going to see a lot of talk about this Syracuse football team, a lot of packages from our great reporters here at Citrus TV. Overall, a great time outside the Dome, live. I mean, you can't get better than that, Chile.
Yeah, definitely. Come join us as well if you're coming out to watch the game. We'll be right back with one final check of the weather.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
We get an opportunity to play the Clemson Tigers, and we enjoy that game.
Cuse Countdown is live. We welcome you to a live edition of Cuse Countdown.
Brand new year, time to right the wrong.
Welcome back to Live at 6, taking one last look at your weather for tomorrow. When you wake up, this is around 10 a.m. The temperatures will be about 62 degrees. So if you're going to be getting up, getting ready, heading outside, it might be a little bit chilly and a touch cloudy, but don't worry because those clouds will burn off as the day goes along. Zach, Chile, back to you guys.
Okay, Lily, thank you. It's National Coffee Day today, and Syracuse University is celebrating. The Starbucks on campus had a buy one, get one free sale, and you can also get free coffee at Dunkin' Donuts today. And Chile, I have to know, are you a big coffee drinker?
Not really. I try to tough it out with my sparkling water, but when I do drink coffee, it is black.
Okay.
Yeah, no fancy stuff, none of the little 5,000 creams and ice creams and all that.
Do you add sugar or no?
Sometimes one, maybe one
Okay.
cube, one small cream, but not all the fancy stuff that a lot of people
Okay,
do.
I am not a big coffee drinker at all. That's why I had to know his opinion.
Yeah.
But that's Citrus TV News Live at 6 for this Friday. We have a big day tomorrow, Juice and Java at a special time at 9 a.m. with a live 1-hour edition of Q's Countdown at 10:30.
Don't forget to follow us on X and Instagram at CitrusTV News. For our entire team, I'm Chilekasi, Adele.
And I'm Zach Richter. Thanks for the company and good night.